Hi, boys and girls. I'm here to read to you a book that I would be reading to you right now in school, A Sick Day for Amos McGee, written by Philip C. Stead. It's a different kind of sick day than we're having right now. We're not sick, but our world is sick, and so we're away from each other. And this book just kind of clears up a way that we can show how we care for other people, even if we're not with them. So Amos McGee was an early riser. Every morning when the alarm clock clanged, he swung his legs out of bed and swapped his pajamas for a fresh, pressed uniform. He would wind his watch and set a pot of water to boil, saying to the sugar bowl, "A spoonful for my oatmeal, please, and 2 for my teacup." Belly full and ready for work day, he'd amble out the door. Every day, Amos waited for the number 5 bus. Next stop, City Zoo. The bus driver would call, 6 a.m., right on time, he'd reply. It's a lot earlier than your bus stops, right? Amos had a lot to do with the zoo, but he always made time to visit his good friends. He would play chess with the elephant, who thought and thought before making his move. Run races with the tortoise, who never, ever lost. Love the little hooray sign down there from the mice and the duck. Sit quietly with the penguin, who was very shy. Lend a handkerchief to the rhinoceros, who always had a runny nose. And at sunset, read stories to the owl, who was afraid of the dark. One day, Amos awoke with the sniffles and the sneezes and the chills. He swung his achy legs out of bed, curled them back again, and said, "Oh, I don't think I'm going to work today." Meanwhile, at the zoo, the animals waited for their friends. The elephant arranged his pawns and polished his castles. The tortoise stretched his legs and limbered up. The penguin sat patiently all by himself. The rhinoceros worried that his allergies were worsening. The owl perched atop a tall stack of storybooks, scratched his head with concern. Where is Amos? The animals wondered. Later that day, you know how I love how you can figure out the words the author and the illustrator are choosing even when they don't use words. And I think this is a great page for that. You can see the owl has his book. The penguin's holding on to the elephant. Makes you wonder where they're headed. In this picture, they tell us where they're headed without saying any words at all. You can see that they're waiting at the bus stop. And we know that's not normal for animals to be waiting at the bus stop, so it makes you wonder where they're headed. Again, a page with no words, but the author and the illustrator are saying a lot. We can see the animals on the bus. And I like how the illustrator is choosing a lot of black and white pictures with, you can see the sketches. Hooray, my good friends are here. So instead of Amos going to visit the animals at the zoo, the animals have come to visit him. The elephant prepared a game of chess. Amos thought and thought before making a move. "I'm too tired to run races today," said Amos to the tortoise. "Let's play hide and seek instead." The tortoise hid inside his shell, and Amos hid beneath the covers. Amos yawned. "I could use a nap." The penguin sat quietly, keeping Amos's feet warm. Achoo! Amos awoke with a sneeze. The rhinoceros was ready with a handkerchief. I'm beginning to feel much better, thank you, said Amos to his friends. He swung his legs out of the bed. Perhaps we shall share a pot of tea. Notice Amos has bunny slippers on and they're all sitting at the kitchen table. Amos awoke his alarm clock. It's getting late, he said. After all, we have a morning bus to catch. So Amos said goodnight to the elephant and goodnight to the tortoise and goodnight to the penguin and goodnight to the rhinoceros and goodnight to the owl, who, knowing that Amos was afraid of the dark, read a story aloud before turning out the light. And again, the last page doesn't have any words. You can see all the animals snug as a bug in the bed, some laying next to him. You could see the elephant has a little bear here, the owl's here, the penguin's balloon is now outside. Here's the mice and the duck. There's the tortoise's head. So boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this story. I hope that some of you will continue to make your own books and have pages where you don't use words, but you let your readers know what you're thinking. Bye guys, see you later.